She is the most famous woman in the world, and for 55 years she's been running the oldest family firm, the British Monarchy. And at 81, she is still hard at work.
I can't go everywhere, and I can't do everything.
Her dedication to the job seems undiminished.
I hope not.
She continues to earn the respect of millions. To her many supporters, she's remained an island of stability in half a century of momentous change.
I can get my cup of tea.
Right.
A fixed point in an uncertain and fast-changing world.
Come on!
For others, her style of monarchy feels increasingly irrelevant in a less deferential Britain. The Queen and her family must adapt and do so against the glare of an ever-present media spotlight.
Starlift.
For more than a year, our cameras have been granted access to life beyond the palace gates and the celebrity gossip. We see the day-to-day running of the royal household, meet the family at its center, and above all, watch the firm at work.
When you've been head of state for 55 years, the numbers add up. 11 American presidents, 10 of whom she's met. More than 300 official state visits. When you're 80 years old, you might have thought the Queen would have tired of the world and it of her. But Queen Elizabeth is riding a new wave of popularity here and in the US because of her hit movie.
The Queen is going to America. A state visit is a key part of the monarch's duties, and a visit to the United States is especially important. The government sees it as a way of underlining the special relationship, ever since the Second World War, a cornerstone of British foreign policy. The Queen is an object of fascination in America, and in a move that reflects the palace's increasing awareness of the importance of PR, they've invited celebrity photographer Annie Leibovitz to take a formal portrait of the Queen. Before the shoot, Annie comes to the palace on a recce.
Well, the aim of the picture is to mark the Queen's visit to America in May.
Annie Leibovitz was the photographer who famously shot the actress Demi Moore, not just pregnant, but completely naked. Asking her to capture the Queen is positively daring. It's a sign of the palace's growing media sophistication.
Would you like to see the other drawing room? No, it's locked. It's not very helpful. It's locked. We'll get it unlocked in a minute.
I can't help but be inspired by the Cecil Beaton pictures, which were so simple and just dealt with the window light. So I'm interested in that.
Annie Leibovitz had asked to photograph the Queen on a horse in the state apartments, but that was a step too far.
I mean, they're all just...
Ten days later, it's the day of the photo shoot.
We've got quite a lot packed into this half-hour session, so it's going to have to move very much like clockwork.
All right, ready?
But the important thing is that it goes very, very smoothly, because to get all 4 options in is actually going to be quite a job.
Annie Leibovitz and her 11 assistants have spent 3 weeks preparing for the half-hour shoot. But the Queen's elaborate costume has taken longer than expected to put on. The start of the session has been delayed by 15 minutes. She will be wearing the full regalia of the Ancient Order of the Garter, complete with tiara. Few royal outfits could be more complicated or cumbersome.
So I'm not changing anything. I've done enough dressing like this. Thank you very much.
Your Majesty.
Hello?
This is my extraordinary crew that we are so glad to be here today with you. And this is my daughter, Sarah.
Hello? Oh.
Can you go? And let's
Oh,
get
I'm
to...
sorry, I can't stay very long.
Yes, let's go. Let's get to work.
It's taken me such a long time to do all this.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I can't rest.
Even with time so tight, Annie Leibovitz has planned a number of different setups. She steers the Queen to a bench in the White Drawing Room.
Your Majesty, if you sit here like this, we'll do the rest. Beautiful. And Angela, do you want, and Michael, do you want to help us a little bit with the drapery?
The complex garter robes are adjusted by the Queen's dresser, but Annie Leibovitz wants a last-minute change.
I think it will look better without the crown. I've heard you do your own hair, which I can't believe is so amazing, your own hair and makeup. Could we try it without the crown? It will look better, less dressy, because the garter robe is so extraordinary.
Dressing? What do you think this is?
What I mean is, if you take the crown off, just for a couple frames.
Yeah, no. If we take the tiara off,
Yes,
we can't put it back on.
you can't.
No.
Okay. Well, maybe, I have an idea. Let's take a couple frames with it on, and then we'll take it off and leave it off for the rest of the shooting. Is that okay?
Well, I'm going to have to go back and tidy my hair.
And Your Majesty, I'm going to ask you to just look to your left and a little more. Very nice, very nice. And Your Majesty, let's try a little more profile, just a little more to it. Beautiful.
Photographer and monarch are soon hard at work, seeking an original take on one of the world's most familiar faces.
Right turn into the light, Your Majesty, and right back to me if you can. Sorry.
For Annie Leibovitz, it's a chance to portray the mystique of British monarchy. For the royal household, to launch the American state visit with the most striking set of images.
Sorry. Got you all dressed up. Next time, horses. I would love to do horses.
Well, I only ride ponies now.
And we're looking forward to seeing you in the United States. So, thank you so much.
Really nice to see you, and it's been a pleasure working with you.
Oh no,
Annie.
likewise.
Good luck
I'm
with your
sorry.
next job.
It had lots of
No, they always
valleys
do,
and
believe
rivers,
me.
but I have to tell you, it was a memorable one.
As long as it ends on a peak, that's
Exactly.
the important thing.
Thank you very
nice.
much, Penny.
Bye-bye.
I just liked her feistiness. I was really impressed with it. And at first, I wasn't too sure if she was kidding or not. And then I realized she wasn't kidding, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a 5-minute session. I thought she totally pulled herself back together and started to enjoy herself. And she totally wanted to make sure that she did her part on her end.
The palace is not just concerned about the Queen's publicity pictures. They want to promote the work of the royal household, too.
As a tourist, welcome.
We have the Washington Post, the London bureau, who are coming in. They're going to interview Edward Griffiths, who is the Deputy Master of the Household, understand what it's like to put on a reception of this nature.
Tons of Americans come over to England. This is the first place they stop. And so they're endlessly fascinated. Palace intrigue. We have no palaces.
What we're going to cover today is a reception for Americans in advance of the Queen's state visit to the United States.
Courtiers are notoriously tight-lipped, and the American journalists have their work cut out to get a story.
And if you have Americans, is there anything you do differently in the line of food or drink or anything, music, anything different if you have Americans here?
I think possibly if you're talking about receiving foreign people, then perhaps the one thing they'll both expect when they come to Buckingham Palace is something English. So.
Funny you were saying foreigners. I don't think Americans think of themselves as foreigners.
Well, no, but I wouldn't.
They are.
I wouldn't regard Americans as foreign, certainly in terms of language.
Tonight's reception at the palace will bring together several hundred prominent Americans who live in the UK. For the royal household, events this size are routine.
This is a roast beef with pickled ginger. We've got little tartlets of ratatouille. That's the George V.
Oh my goodness.
George IV. Yes, they will have done in those days.
That's the Queen Victoria one.
And does it still work? Do you still use it?
No, we use that all the time.
We can't read enough about the Queen and her son and her grandson. But I think particularly the Queen they're interested in because they see her as sure and steady. And I actually think that that's how a lot of Americans see England itself.
Oh, I said this one.
Miss Hall was the queen of the pirates here in the summer when we had our party for children. There were a lot of villains. You one of them, serious villain, and then lots of goodies. I'd much rather play a villain, wouldn't you?
The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh like to greet all guests personally. Tonight, there are 350 hands to shake. The celebrities are as starstruck as the rest.
I thought we were kind of ironic about the whole thing, but yet we're all here and we're all shaved our legs. And I'm wearing shoes that are killing my feet. Did you get a picture? Because I want it. I'm trying to. Should I go back? It means I've met the most popular girl in the world. So we're all flattered and delighted, and it really doesn't matter who the Queen is. The word Queen has a lot of kudos, and the brand is thriving.
Oh, I think she's something more than just a celebrity. I think she's an extraordinary woman and has maintained a certain stature and a certain world presence for such a long time and through so many extraordinary circumstances.
The Queen has been to America many times. Her first state visit in 1957 celebrated the 350th anniversary of the first English settlement in Virginia. This time, she will return to commemorate the 400th anniversary. Many of tonight's guests were not even born when she visited Virginia half a century before.
Lots of people here from Virginia. It's easy. And they have no idea we were there 50 years ago. Do you think they're not good on history?
We're not as good as we should be.
Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoyed it this evening.
Thank you, and thank you for joining
nice
us.
To see you.
They have really enjoyed it. I think she's a very, very special person, and I think you're very lucky she's your queen.
They said the Queen is coming, so you gotta get it clean. Get it nice and pretty. Just looking at it, you would think that it's white. But you know, white has so many colors. Everybody think the White House is white, but it's really Whisper. I mean, you got antique white, you got China white, you got Navajo white, you got, you know, it's a lot of whites. So Whisper is one.
We've been kind of putting things together for the last 9 weeks.
It's been a lot of work?
Yeah.
The centerpiece of the Queen's visit to America will be a white tie banquet held at the White House. President Bush doesn't much care for formal entertaining, but the Queen is getting special treatment. Some think because of her government's support for the Iraq War. It's the highest profile state visit of his time in office, and the White House is ready.
I do want to say from the outset, really, we have never felt pressure in doing this job. It's not chaotic. People are excited, but they're paying a lot of attention to detail. We did our homework, essentially.
In the East Wing, the First Lady's executive staff are going over the details of the state banquet.
We thought it would be nice if the President and Mrs. Bush stopped in the state dining room to take a photo. I don't know whether that alters if we need an extra minute or two to
I
do
think
that.
it does, but I think it will be quite spectacular to have them standing there with the state dining room completely done, and they're dressed right before they go. It'd be a beautiful photograph.
100 miles south of Washington, another team is making plans. Before she stays with the President, the Queen will be making her return visit to Virginia, spending 2 days at historic sites, including the Capitol building in Richmond.
For the past month, we've been this secret office in state government where we haven't had a sign on the door or anything, and we've just been referred to as the Queen's team because we weren't allowed to say that she was coming to Richmond. We weren't allowed to make too many plans because we weren't sure.
Today, the 200 government employees drafted in to help with the 45-minute visit are being briefed.
This is the Chief of Staff, Bill Leidy.
I feel good. All right, let's go. Let's get started, okay? I want this group to be the I feel good, na 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 na, like I knew I should. All right, you ready? I feel good, na 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 na, like I knew I should. I'm really excited, as you can tell. It's history. Having the Queen here is a huge moment in Virginia's history. I really am very grateful to the time that you're giving us today and tomorrow and on Friday, or Thursday, I'm sorry. What day is it? Thursday. Okay. People will be talking about this for the rest of their lives. They'll be talking about the moment the Queen came to Virginia.
For anyone about to meet the Queen, there's always the slightly worrying question of how to behave.
There is a chance that some of you may end up interacting with the Queen of England. It's surprisingly very easy. It's not a very long list of do's and don'ts. When the Queen enters a room, everybody stands. It's recommended that you don't put your hand forward to shake her hand unless she's extended her hand first. She's addressed as Your Majesty when you first meet her, and then as you go on, you would refer to it as ma'am.
Virginia's most senior politician is Governor Timothy Kane. He and his wife will be showing the Queen and Prince Philip around Richmond.
I think we want the Queen and the Duke together
Queen
in the
Duke
middle.
in the middle. You're the Queen, I'm the Duke. Okay, and so
now,
then once we're here,
you're engaging us in conversation.
Yeah.
It'll
So we're
become
chatting
apparent.
rather than waving.
I think you
both.
can wave.
Yeah,
I think you guys can wave. No, she
'Cause the
might
crowd
not,
is gonna
but I
be
don't see why
cheering
you
at that
can't.
Like everyone else, the governor has been studying the finer points of royal etiquette.
I think the protocol issues basically in my own mind, and I don't know if this is real protocol, and I've kind of boiled it down to two things. What is the appropriate way to address the Queen and Duke? That's a very important protocol. And do not be kind of touchy-feely Americans like we're wont to be. And particularly American politicians. We're very used to grabbing people on the arm, putting our arms around people, shaking hands. So I have to curb that natural inclination. But I think if I can do those two things, beyond that, just have fun.
For the second part of her visit, the Queen will be the guest of the President of the United States. Like all visiting heads of state, she'll be staying in Blair House. Across the road at the White House, the welcome lunch will be a small, cozy affair in the Bushes' private dining room, well away from the media. No detail is too small for the First Lady.
As you can tell, we're trying out several chinas. We're actually going to use the Johnson china for the luncheon because it's the state flowers, and I thought Her Majesty would like. I know she likes flowers, so I thought she would like that.
Who will be sitting where?
The President will be sitting there, and then, of course, Her Majesty to his right. And then Prince Philip will be sitting here, and I'll be over on his left.
Yes,
Because he'll be on my right. From last November, when we heard that the trip was on, we started thinking about who we would want to invite, what we would do for flowers, who we would want to have as entertainment. So we've been very actively engaged in planning it for all of this time.
President Bush is also part of a dynasty, and his father, the 41st president, entertained the Queen 16 years ago.
I met her upstairs when my mother and dad were here in the White House, and she'd come on a state visit similar to the one we'll be having. And there's a lunch after the arrival ceremony, similar to the lunch we'll be having. My mother introduced me to her, and just behind an important title is a very kind and compassionate woman, and that's the person I have met.
This partner's desk has always been here, at least since the Kennedy administration, in the middle of the room. And it's a special place that dogs love to streak down in the middle of it.
Barney's definitely his own little personality. He loves that ball. As you can see, he plays hard with it. You ought to see Barney and the president play golf. The president is out here putting, And then just before the ball will drop in, Barney usually snags it so you don't know if you got a hole in one or not. But the Barney is great at pulling them out of the holes for the president. So the two of them playing golf is fun to see.
Dale Haney has walked all the president's dogs since 1973. The current first dogs, Barney and Miss Beasley, are national celebrities.
Well, you know, the Fords had golden retrievers. And then the Reagans, at first they had a Bouvier de Flandre, or a French sheepdog, which was awesome. But the dog was too big for Mrs. Reagan, and they were afraid the dog was going to pull Mrs. Reagan off the helicopter. So then they got her a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel and took the Bouvier Lucky to the ranch. So he wants his belly rubbed. Oh, goodness sake.
I think Laura's a little nervous how Barney may behave. You know, after all, he is, you know, a Scottish Terrier. And if Laura, who'll be making the decisions, by the way, about how we handle all this, I'm just a ornament. If she thinks that Barney will be well behaved, I hope Her Majesty asks to meet Barney. And I know Barney would like to meet Her Majesty, so if Her Majesty makes the request, then I'm confident First Lady Bush will allow Barney to come in.
Sure, I think the dogs will probably be upstairs when she comes up for the luncheon. These two are the big, fancy state bedrooms, the Lincoln bedroom here and the Queen's bedroom here. This room used to be called the Rose Room. You can see it's still rose. This is the Trumeau mirror that King George gave, that Princess Elizabeth presented to the Trumans in the Rose Garden. President Bush and Barbara Bush, when they visit us, stay in this room, and we used to stay in this room when we would come visit them.
Was it easy to make it a family home? Because obviously it's an office.
It was easy to make it a family home, partly because we had been here so often with our family because of President Bush and Barbara. And the very first rooms I did when we moved in, there's a perfect little suite of bedrooms for two girls. And so I did those bedrooms first. Barbara and Jenna were freshmen in college when we started, and I wanted them to have a room, a bedroom here, a home. And so that really did make it a home. And then, of course, when you have your animals here, our pets have also made it seem very much like a home to us. It's a beautiful, beautiful home. And it's not so grand that there aren't intimate spaces and pretty windows to sit by it.
Hey, Karen.
Yes, sir.
Is he back? Is he?
He's doing a photo op on the south portico, and they'll be back maybe 15 minutes or so.
Okay. This is the Oval Office. One of the first things that presidents are asked when they come into office is, what type of carpet do you want? Every president gets to design their own carpet, and the president delegated that decision to Mrs. Bush. When people came in, he wanted the carpet to say, "Optimistic person works here." The president has 3 busts in here, one of President Eisenhower, one of President Lincoln, and one of Winston Churchill.
While a state visit never becomes routine, you do kind of get used to them, but there's definitely a feeling of excitement in the air with the Queen's visit getting close now.
The Queen will spend her first night in America at the Williamsburg Inn, a grand old hotel where she stayed 50 years ago on her first state visit.
The lobby is going to appear to her, if she remembers, almost exactly the way it looked in 1957 when she was first here. We're really, really anxious for this to begin. We feel comfortable, we feel ready. There's always going to be some things that we're going to tweak and redo and polish again, but by and large, we're very excited and we're ready.
This is the Queen's suite. Oh, you have to excuse our wet paint signs. Been doing a lot of preparation for this. Hi, Lynn. Are you ready to put this mirror in? And this is one of the requests from the palace for us to put this in the room. So we're going to put it behind this door so she can stand back and get a nice full view. We didn't find out which room we were doing until a couple of weeks ago. So we were kind of preparing numerous rooms at the same time in anticipation Look at the tags showing on those towels. We've got to get new towels in here. And that should never happen. We don't like to see that. It looks tacky. We're changing the configuration of this a little bit to accommodate the requirements of the palace staff. We think that the Duke and the Queen will be having breakfast here, so we're getting this ready for that. Not sure if that's enough space for the Duke to get in there. Oh, I think that works very nicely.
We've added this chair as requested. This has just been changed a couple of days ago. It's a new toilet seat. Well, we just thought, being Your Majesty, that you'd have a brand new toilet seat. We thought was the appropriate thing to do.
Very nervous. She's probably the highest ranking VIP we've had.
Prime Minister, Your Majesty.
Evening, ma'am.
You had pretty busy again today.
Yes, we have.
Questions?
Yes, very busy. I was just sorting out some of the American visitors now all going ahead,
Yes,
I think, isn't it?
Christopher's going out again this next week. Sort of do all the details with David Manning and things like that. But I think most of it is quite far forward.
Well, you had a reception here for the Americans in London, or
Yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. Most of whom had never met each other before. And they're all very, very busy here. And, I mean, apart from students, there are lots of business people.
well,
Extraordinary.
There's a huge number of Americans. In fact, I think in London as well, they've got over 150,000 French as well. So you've got masses of people working in the financial service sector.
Exactly, yes. So they're all very much sort of spread around. And not only in London, but other parts of the country.
Well, I know the Americans are looking forward to the visit anyway.
Well, I did find myself saying, well, it's not new to us because we were there 50 years ago. To which they were all surprised, because I don't think they'd ever heard of us 50 years ago. But
were you in? Because where were
we
you?
went there for the 350th anniversary.
Ah, right, of course.
And
Of
so
course
now
it
it's
is.
the 400th.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic, isn't it?
Back again. I don't suppose I shall recognise it anyway.
Yeah.
People love the monarchy around the world. They look up to it and they like it. It's part of what they perceive as something about the country. It doesn't mean that people don't think that Britain's a modern country, but they recognise this is part of our tradition and our history and a good way of keeping the country together in a very changing world.
For her to be as old as she is and still just be like, people here when they hit that age, they can't even talk. The lady's still got it going on. It's nice to hear somebody talking with a little bit of sense as opposed to what we have. We got a president half her age who can't even speak English.
It's the 2nd of May, 2007. The Queen will arrive in Richmond, the state capital of Virginia, in 24 hours.
We've been out here banging it away. We've got to have all this done and ready for 7 p.m. tonight to go through all the band sound checks. Queen's probably already on her way, I don't know. I heard she was coming in by ship, is that right? Do you guys know?
Unlike the Queen, the Royal Yacht Britannia retired 10 years ago. The Richmond team is concerned that rain might spoil the big day. A sunny day means bigger crowds, but with American can-do, they're prepared for anything.
I've got these 10,000 ponchos on hold.
Oh, you won't need it tomorrow.
You don't think so?
No.
They keep saying 50%.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it was 35 this morning, and now they're saying it's 50.
Okay. Ooh, that don't look good. This does not look good. The radar. It's the storms. Here we are, right in the center. We got some rain coming from the north. There's no doubt about it. Oops. Hello?
We've got a pretty heavy storm coming in right now. These are huge raindrops that are coming out.
We're getting a little bit of rain, but
What are you gonna do?
There's always that nervous factor. This is all new dirt, so we're watching all the stakes, make sure they stay tight.
You know what? I don't even bother paying attention to the weather because there's nothing you can do about it.
Man, it's really coming down now. Can't really focus. Yeah, I'm on my way up. I'm gonna have to go up and check on my drains, guys.
No, the stoppers are the top. It's just like a pretty heavy weather.
Good thing it's blowing in and it's gonna blow out, I know.
The drains work. They just needed a little tweak on the top. Now all the water's flowing out like it should.
It wouldn't be right if it wasn't, some kind of catastrophe like this beforehand, It's not like it's complicated enough trying to put it together in 4 weeks anyway.
You can see the skies lightening over there, don't you think?
What?
Skies lightening up over there.
When the weatherman brings the rain, I have to find my winter coat again. The summer sun is getting cooler. The autumn wind is getting crueler. But I'm ready. The skies are...
It's the evening before the Queen's departure on her state visit. 25 VIPs, including several high-profile Americans, have been invited to what is, by the Queen's standards, an intimate dinner at the palace. The after-dinner entertainment is a rare treat, a guided tour of the Queen's Gallery, with its owner.
It's cold in here.
They managed to keep it
Chilly.
for some reason.
It's certainly not the kind of evening I have very often, so I came with some nervousness. I think it's fair to say.
That's a very good answer, that. Because I don't think I'm going to...
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, there are about 93 paintings in this exhibition, and I thought it might be of some interest to you to know that of the 93 paintings, about 40 belonged to King Charles I. Those paintings formed part of his magnificent collection, which, alas, was sold by the orders of Cromwell during the interregnum. Fortunately, at the restoration of the monarchy in 1660, quite a lot of these works of art were reacquired, some of them voluntarily, some of them not so voluntarily. I think that's all I really wanted to say.
Sounds enough.
The Queen will be making 4 speeches during the state visit, drafted by her private secretary, Sir Robin Janvrin. The recent mass shooting in a Virginia school has meant a last-minute addition.
Ma'am, can I waylay you about those 2 points on the speeches? Virginia Tech, that has been checked out, and that's how it now looks, if you're content.
Only changed one word.
Yeah,
Oh, that looks all right.
Yeah. And the other one, ma'am, is that point about Northern Ireland that you mentioned. We can check that out with the Foreign Secretary when she arrives. But do you want to mention it to Jonathan Phillips?
I will,
now?
yes.
Do you want to take that
I'll take
in
that
with
note,
you?
shall I?
Because you thought might be worth doing that.
As head of state, the Queen will be talking on behalf of the nation, so the Foreign Office is fully involved.
We're still waiting for FCO clearance of all the speeches.
All the speeches.
But I'll get the final version of the Virginia one in the box tonight.
Yes, because I can practice in the airplane too, can't I?
Thank you very much, ma'am.
query. This is a state visit to the United States of America. It's the highest level of visit that the Queen embarks on. There's a private secretary, a lady-in-waiting, and the equerry-in-waiting, as well as a personal protection officer, and the four of us form the team that essentially support the Queen on all her engagements.
As one of the Queen's key aides, Commander Ackland is at her side to make sure that things run smoothly.
OK, from Heathrow, it's into Richmond International Airport. From Richmond, by motorcade, into the city of Richmond. From there, overnight on the Friday evening, we moved to Williamsburg, heading on the Friday to Jamestown, which is the original settlement that was settled in 1607. And after the day's events on the Friday, both of them head into Lexington for a private weekend in the state of Kentucky, where they are attending the Kentucky Derby. Sunday evening, the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh fly into Washington, and we have 2 days then in Washington. I mean, it is high-paced, and there is very little respite, and they have huge stamina, and are able to do that, and makes us younger ones look rather sort of less energetic.
In Richmond, they have 8 hours until the big arrival.
I'm excited. I really am. This is the day that the Lord hath made. It's going to be fun. I'm a little nervous about the drizzle, but it will be fine. The Duke of Edinburgh is my responsibility, and I'm clear that it's actually going to be a very easy responsibility, because the part I was most worried about was the pacing on the walkabout, and I'm now clear that the Queen and my husband go ahead and they do the pacing, and that I am told that the Duke does what the Duke wants to do. And so that all I have to do is follow along and not get in too much trouble myself. So my part's gonna be easy.
I started at 4:30 this morning, and the sun wasn't up, and it still isn't. But the Queen's coming, and we're with her, and so we're counting on her grace to keep the skies clear for us.
As in Britain, the Queen tends to be revered by older people with longer memories.
We started out at 9:30 this morning.
One in a lifetime kind of thing, I think, and I admire the children that are going to have this. They'll have such great tales to tell their grandchildren when they become grannies, and that they had that opportunity.
The Queen of England?
Queen of England.
She's the ruler of the world.
Oh man,
she's just famous.
Shake your hand, never wash your hand ever again.
Exactly.
Has a lot of meetings.
No, I think she's a symbol more than anything else. I don't know anything.
The Williamsburg Hotel's executive housekeeper, Inez Almeida, doesn't normally make beds.
Only for your majesty. Any linens going on the beds needs to be washed 4 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Egyptian cotton, over 400 thread count. Feels very nice, very soft. They new towels, they never been used by anybody else. They were washed 4 times, and then they were ironed by hand.
The relationship between England and the United States has been a very deep, complicated, but deep friendship, where whether we are completely in agreement or in disagreement, we always know that the bonds between us are strong enough to last. And we really want to roll out the red carpet to the Queen as a way of expressing the greater friendship that we have for England.
On Capitol Hill in Richmond, Virginia, news breaks that the Queen has landed. But at the airport, there's a problem. The red carpet is in the wrong place, and the steps aren't working. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh are stuck on board. In town, that special relationship between Britain and America does not extend to the press. Everyone wants a view.
Hang on a sec. We went. You can't come in here. You can't come and mark. We couldn't come and mark our positions here yesterday. What difference does it make?
Do you have organisations to represent you here?
Don't talk bollocks, mate.
What? If you're going to get in my face and start cursing at me now, you and me are going to have a really long afternoon.
Excellent. Don't start with me. That's the American solution every time, isn't it? You know, never just invade it, mate. Good idea.
Sounds there'll be a lot of people there for the arrival, having a reception, former governors and that sort of thing. A bit of a walkabout, and then going to the Capitol building. Yeah, I think it should be a good start to the visit.
Oh, look, Union flag, that's nice. Yeah, nice touch. Yeah.
So all the tribes are coming together to celebrate the Queen's coming and to celebrate the 400th anniversary.
Much has changed since the Queen's 1957 visit to Virginia. Then, the state authorities segregated the crowds into black and white and ignored the Native Americans altogether. This time, the crowd is multi-ethnic, and the chiefs of Virginia's 8 native tribes welcome the Queen to the Assembly Building.
Fiona, there's a live camera behind you. Fiona, come. Fiona, come.
This is really a momentous moment. I found myself getting kind of teary-eyed when I started realizing the importance of this moment.
I was so excited.
History of the making. Great event, great history, historic event.
When I visited 50 years ago,
she is a queen, but she is a special queen, and people in the United States have admired her all these years.
There will be no fireworks in the Queen's speech, just a message of friendship, which will be a recurring theme of the tour.
this 400th anniversary marks a moment to recognize the deep friendship which exists between our two countries.
For so many years now, England has been like our brother across the sea. They've had our back.
It is one of the most durable international collaborations anywhere in the world, at any time in history.
The Queen's motorcade leaves for Williamsburg. 2 months preparation, and it was all over in 45 minutes.
Hey, sir.
Woohoo!
How are you? I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm better. I'm better now.
Good. I'm better too.
The British team is also delighted.
That was a very warm welcome. Lots of crowds, and it was fantastic.
One is never quite sure, almost 300 odd years after the country became a republic, that there is still such a fervour for monarchy.
After a long first day, the Queen arrives at the Williamsburg Inn where she stayed half a century ago. Reflecting the importance of Britain's relations with the US, the Queen has been on many state and official visits to America. Her visit in 1957 was hosted by President Eisenhower.
I'm told this is one of the largest press corps in the world. And as I look round, I don't find that hard to believe.
That trip, too, captured the public's imagination. The 350th anniversary at Jamestown in Virginia had a different message from the 21st century one. The first visit was seen as a celebration of the founding of the Jamestown colony. Events this time will be a more politically correct commemoration. They will reflect the bad as well as the good things which resulted from empire, such as slavery and land grabs. It's the morning of the Queen's second day in America, and there have been no complaints to the management.
I think she had a lovely rest last night. She certainly enjoyed her dinner in the suite. We understand that she ate almost every single bite, and she had a lovely breakfast this morning, so it's gone very, very well.
This morning I made her scrambled eggs and bacon. She ate that too, and we had toast, and it's like that, from what I heard from the staff, everything went very well.
Outside the hotel, die-hard fans wait for a glimpse of the Queen.
I find the Queen very interesting, and she's a good woman, and she's gave her whole life to her country, and she's never flawed once at all.
Well, I think she's different because she has rule over people.
She has common sense, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Famous people don't have no common sense.
At all the Queen's engagements, someone is assigned the task of being her host. At the Jamestown dig, the royal couple will be shown around by chief archaeologist Bill Kelso.
You don't say, it's a pleasure to meet you, because she already knows it's a pleasure to meet her. That's okay. I'm not going to bother, nothing more, that's it. I just plan to say, Your Majesty. That's it.
He's a world expert on 17th century American forts, but his knowledge of 21st century monarchies is more limited.
I had no idea. He was Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark?
All roads have been closed as the Queen's procession of cars heads to historic Jamestown.
In this convoy right here, I would say it is about a good 15, maybe 20. Try to keep close as possible so nobody can squeeze in between you and the other car in front of you. And make sure that you observe everything on the road, that nobody's going to take a pot shot at you.
This is Mr. Kelso's grandson.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The royal party moves on to the site where the British first permanently settled in America. Dr. Kelso takes Prince Philip to the vault where some of the 400-year-old relics are stored.
These are bullet molds to make the musket balls.
Not fingernail.
No.
And they had some horses at some stage.
They did. There's a lot of equestrian hardware.
Brought horses, or did they find them here?
They brought them. No, they didn't find them. They had to bring them.
They were here.
How early were the horses here?
There were horses.
Naturally here?
America, yeah.
Not in Virginia.
Oh, not in Virginia, but there were.
There were.
further
Yeah, the
west,
Spanish had them in the.
No, they were here before the Spaniards got here.
I don't think so.
Yes, I think so.
Really? Is that right?
That the horses were looking how the Spanish arrived.
First horses came across the bridge.
But from Asia, right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
On a state visit, the royal walkabout gives an opportunity for the Queen and the Duke to meet ordinary people.
I'm a loyal subject. I'm still British. Are you ready? Yes. I had a most interesting look round. Did you? Yes. Yes, they've done a wonderful job.
A good Manchester fan here. Got a it's not going to work. Thank you.
How long have you been involved?
Well, my husband's been here for about 5 years.
Really?
And we live in Albemarle County.
I've been an interesting place to work.
It's been a wonderful place for me to be. Thank you.
True to character, the Duke ignores protocol.
Bring it out.
Oh, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get in all sorts of trouble here.
Yeah, when we began the excavation.
Oh, really? So you've been interested?
I'm a has-been.
The Duke has separate engagements elsewhere, and he's running late. But he still needs permission to leave.
We're running half an hour late. Do you mind if I go on? Because I've got to get to...
So we
You'll go ahead.
There's only maybe one boy in a million that get to do that. Congratulations.
Prince Philip is off to a nearby naval base, and he leaves his wife to the formalities.
Thank you for coming.
I have. It's quite light, actually. It's nice bit of glassware. I didn't pick up exactly what it was
what it was.
It's made in the glass houses.
Right.
They're here on site.
The royal party needs to make up time.
This 45-minute event is any indication of what her life is like all the time. It must be really stressful. And to have to account for almost every single minute of every waking hour. And to do it for what, over half a century? I mean, I just think it would be probably the toughest job in the world.
At the White House, preparations for the Washington leg of the state visit continue. Buckingham Palace's Deputy Master of the Household, Edward Griffiths, is part of the advance party.
There'll be a lectern on the podium.
So there'll be a lectern there.
And the difference in just a month is absolutely terrific.
Edward's opposite number, Admiral Steve Rochon, is keen to show off the White House to an expert eye from Buckingham Palace.
Floors are shining.
It's looking gleaming.
I suggest that you continue moving because we're painting everything that stands still. This is actually the old family dining room. It's a grand room. It's a staging area for us.
Yes. Well, you know, this is very similar to us because I'm sure this house, like the palace for us, they weren't built for this extent of entertaining.
Exactly.
So we find ourselves having to use some of the state rooms.
We do have a high standard, I think, normally. We definitely kicked it up a notch here. We've had scaffolding that cleaned every bit of crystal chandelier in the White House, and painstaking. We have a little motto that one of our junior staff came up recently in one of the meetings. We wanted pristine for the Queen. And so we've been spending a lot of hours making sure that we do just that.
The Queen concludes her tour of Virginia at an ancient university with royal roots. William and Mary College was named after the English monarchs who financed its construction. As the only university in America not to renounce its royal charter during the War of Independence, it's proud of its unique royal connections.
I think it is fair to say that your ancient college is delighted and proud to welcome you back.
The students have done their homework.
I know she's not in total control like the Queens used to be back in the medieval times, but I know she still has some say and power in Parliament.
It's a constitutional monarchy, isn't it? So, like, the Queen doesn't do anything, does she?
I ask you to join us in becoming an honorary member of the class of 2007.
I guess you can kind of put an argument that George Bush was president, now his son is president. It's kind of similar, but I feel like having heirs to the throne and things like that, I feel like those times are over.
This is the bell. You're going to ring it. What? You're going to ring it. Unless you would like to try.
And that means what?
It means that you're the newest member of the class of 2007.
Here we go.
Hey, come here again.
Having been made a member of the class of 2007, the Queen is the first to graduate.
There is something about that tenure. We in America, you know, a political figure who's really notable might have a wonderful public career for 10 or 15 years, maybe 20. But the notion of a 50-year career in leadership, that's just unheard of here.
It's customary during a state visit for the guest nation to return the hospitality shown by their hosts. A garden party and a banquet will be held at the British Embassy in Washington.
Anything that happens in the residence is my baby. Anyone walking through the doors is my responsibility.
Amanda Downs is social secretary at the embassy, She's in charge of the 700 guests invited to the party in the ambassador's garden.
The plan is that for the two principals, they'll have 7 military personnel either side of them. The aim being to give them a bubble, and we'll have people on point, for want of a better expression, gently pushing the Americans away.
What we're doing is we're doing a rehearsal for the garden party.
The plan is just to try and form a route so that the Queen and the Duke can actually walk through and meet as many people as possible without feeling too enclosed. And we're trying to provide a royal bubble, for want of a better expression.
Why? Can you get the face inwards or outwards?
Courtesy, I don't think you turn your back on the Queen, do you?
So looking out this way.
So, usual military skill, eyes in the back of your head. That's the only way I can get around it.
Amanda's been at the British Embassy for 17 years, but she still doesn't see America as home.
I have friends who find it quite difficult living in America, British friends, and I think what they're doing is they're forgetting they're in a foreign country and they're comparing it with home, and it's such a mistake. I think they are different, and the culture is different. We share a language, sort of, but no, it is two different cultures.
This town, I mean, you open the front page of the Post every day, they don't show Queen, they show, you know, how many people have been killed last night in Washington. Well, I guess it'll be good. I was just told to put the tent up for the tea. What do you think about the Queen coming?
Queen?
The Queen. He doesn't even know who's coming. The Queen Elizabeth. She's coming here. Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of England.
In England?
I don't know. Oh. He's from Nicaragua.
It is a foreign country and a melting pot. Many nowadays have little idea of Britain, let alone the Queen. By lucky coincidence, the state visit is happening the same week as the Kentucky Derby, America's most famous horse race. The official part of the trip has been suspended while the Queen has the day off, so she can indulge her lifelong passion. But there's no rest for the Queen's press secretary, Penny Russell-Smith. She needs to find a good location for the Queen to be photographed with the Derby trophy.
How big is the trophy? Yay big. And the table would be sort of this height?
As this is an unofficial day, Penny wants to make sure the Queen is inconvenienced as little as possible, but always with an eye to the morning papers, a photo call is arranged.
The sort of picture which the media really want to have is one ideally of the Queen with racehorses in the same frame, which isn't actually going to happen today because obviously with 130,000 plus racegoers, it's going to be very difficult for the Queen to get through to the paddock to actually see the horses.
Penny's plan is for the Queen to grant the photographers a few moments en route to the royal box.
Hold on a moment. There, with the horse above it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
That's a stunning picture.
Okay, well, she has to veer that way and then over,
that's
but that's
okay.
fine.
That's okay. We can direct that. What we've got to do is try and organise it so the Queen knows exactly where she's going. I'll stand out there and brief, and brief Mr. Farish to stop short here, ready to guide the Queen away. So after the introduction, I suggest that Mr. Ferguson, having stepped a little bit forward to shake hands, then gestures to the Queen like this. There's no need to sort of, he mustn't be backwards in sort of, she likes the guidance. It is very difficult because one has to, of course, be careful to ensure that the Queen is able to enjoy the racing without having camera lenses pointing in her face, you know, every other minute. If people could just go, you know, back off a bit. I think you've managed to creep back again. Sorry, you're still a little bit close. If you could go back, you're actually pretty close to her. That's the problem. I still think that's a bit close.
The Queen walks straight past the trophy setup.
Oh, come on.
something went wrong. I don't think the Queen was briefed properly. She didn't even come anywhere near the trophy.
Well, unfortunately, clearly they missed out the trophy, which means that the media have not had their photo opportunity. And we're now waiting to see if one of the private secretaries can rebrief the Queen and ask her to come out to see the trophy. Right, the position is it will probably be after the first race.
After the what race?
First race.
The next race?
The next race, yes, sorry, the next
We
race.
just stay here then.
I think it's easier.
That race is in roughly 15, 20 minutes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. It's 9:15 in the evening in London. It's now getting very late, and if another half an hour delay, we were supposed to be done and dusted and on the wire now, and the problem is I need to deliver now, and I can't because at the moment we don't have a real great picture of Her Madge.
For many, the main attraction is on 2 legs, not 4.
We just saw the Queen. Oh, where's she? She's right there. She has a team of bodyguards.
Yes, she does.
The Queen.
She looked beautiful.
She did. She looked beautiful.
Is she the one in the green with the red hat?
Yeah.
Shut up! She's the Queen. She's so cool. Yeah.
The Queen is cool because she runs the entire country.
She's over 80 years old and she's still the Queen. I know.
The fact that she traveled all this way just to see the Derby, I mean, anyone could see it on TV.
That's what I heard, if you wave. So let's wave. Let's all wave. Below the crown, above the pearls. That's her. That's where it is, right here. Hey, Heather.
Well, we're having a revisited plan, and hopefully the Queen will be coming out soon, and we'll get the footage and the images that we need. But it's taken a little bit of reorganising, but we're getting there.
The solid gold Kentucky Derby trophy is kept by the winner, so a new one is made each year.
Is it always the same design? Since 1944.
Oh, that's a good one. Lovely. Very nice. Well done. See you later.
In the end, I got a nice picture of the Queen with the Kentucky Derby trophy. At first, I thought it was going to be dreadful, but the Queen's smile just turned it into a real happy picture. Now, I could see that getting a run, perhaps not in the Sunday papers, but certainly on Monday. That's, of course, if there's not another Annie Leibovitz picture being issued Monday.
Today, Washington welcomes the Queen. Even though she's already been in America for 4 days, the official arrival can only happen when the heads of state meet.
Ours is a long and lasting and important relationship, and to be able to welcome Her Majesty the Queen of England here on the south lawn of the White House is a sign of respect and a sign of the enduring ties that bind us.
For the 800 members of the press covering the visit, this is the big event.
We're waiting for the Queen to finish her breakfast and pop over and say hello to the President. It should be pretty good. The last time I was here, of course, we couldn't see the Queen because the lectern was too high and just her hat was appeared over the top.
Let me speak a little bit lower.
Audio check 1 2. Audio check 1 2. It became a bit of a row story because the President blamed the protocol manager for not getting the height right.
All I could think of was, my God, that advanced person who didn't make those steps high enough for her the last time she was here. I wonder what they do now. I'm sure they're cleaning toilets in Cuba.
At approximately 10:50, you will be announced to ruffles and flourishes and hail to the chief. You'll move out the diplomatic door there and hold at the end of the red carpet until hail to the chief is complete. At the completion of Hail to Chief, you'll move across the driveway facing the diplomatic room on your toe marks and await the arrival of Her Majesty and His Royal Highness. Upon their arrival, Mr. President, you will escort Her Majesty over to the U.S. delegation for introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and Mrs. Laura Bush.
It's a tense moment, even for the most powerful man on earth. The Queen was first welcomed here as a princess in 1951. President Bush was 5 years old at the time.
I'd be curious to get a sense of what has changed and what hadn't changed, and it's instructive to be with somebody who's had a lot of experience and has seen the presidency from a different point of view, and has also seen a lot, the world change quite dramatically. Good morning. Laura and I are honored to welcome back to the White House Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. In May of 1607, a group of pioneers arrived on the shores of the James River and founded the first permanent English settlement in North America. The settlers at Jamestown planted the seeds of freedom and democracy on American soil. And from those seeds sprung a nation that will always be proud to trace its roots back to our friends across the Atlantic. The American people are proud to welcome Your Majesty back to the United States, a nation you've come to know very well. After all, you've dined with 10 U.S. presidents. You helped our nation celebrate its bicentennial in 1976. She's got a neat twinkle in her eye. She's very savvy, and she makes you feel at ease. She gave me a look that only a mother could give a child. My initial impression was obviously a regal person, but I viewed her as a mom, kind of she was good. She was good, easy to talk to, I guess is the best way to say it.
And those lights also, those press lights are so, but weren't they all bright? I couldn't look at them. I kept on wondering. It's blinding. Lord,
it's always these simple things that don't work.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Should we go into the gift exchange?
The best picture by far was the picture on the balcony. That was great.
The ultimate is when the president said that she's been around since 1776, and the look that she cast him was just awesome.
The Queen, though head of state, has to avoid anything political, so the British Foreign Secretary always accompanies her on state visits.
I was talking at the reception to somebody on the White House team, and he was saying to me that how amazed he is by the degree of interest that the public in Washington are showing in the Queen's visit and the way that people are turning out in great numbers just to see her come to and fro and so on. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, in a sense, how we think it's going is not so important. They're the people who can compare it with other state visits or other events that are taking place, and they think it's going down a storm. Oh, she's a professional at it, isn't she? Everybody is watching her all the time, and that's always hard work.
Margaret Beckett has the business of government to get on with, including a meeting with her American counterpart, Condoleezza Rice.
There she is. Hello. Hi. How are you? I'm absolutely fine. Good. Great. Oh, that's just great. Oh, thank you. Like our view?
I was just admiring it.
Yeah, we can walk out. Let's walk out. You can see.
I think the role of the monarchy does mean that there's a sort of extra interest in the UK. It's a slightly different relationship than there is for other countries, and so it's something different, unusual, and people are curious.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Great. Let's go have some lunch. How are you? That was fun last night, wasn't it?
In the president's private dining room, lunch is about to start.
Luncheon will be very relaxed, I hope. I hope it'll be friendly and fun and enjoyable for their majesties.
Your Majesty, another gift that you gave to the White House are the candelabras that are over on the mantle, and they've been on that mantle since Jackie Kennedy put them there. And they are 1770 made in Birmingham by Matthew Bolton.
While their boss eats lunch, the White House staff turn their attention to tonight's dinner.
As the day goes on, the house will progressively change. All the tables come in, all the chairs will be put out, just making a total transition. It's amazing. With her being royalty and it's been so long since she's actually visited the States here that it makes it an extra special visit.
Normally on a state dinner, we only do like 4 courses. Since this one is one of the white tie dinner, we're gonna do an added course, which is the fish course. So this is really actually the highlight for the evening. It's exciting because this is like, how often do you get to, serve the Queen? So for us, this is such a big moment.
We feel like the guest is really not hungry anymore after 4 courses, so we really want to have a visual and wonderful taste. The President and First Lady like simple and traditional American desserts, like the apple pie or huckleberry cobbler, lemon meringue pies, crisps, and Tex-Mex, of course, coconut cake and lime tarts. I don't think there's anyone here who doesn't eat dessert all day long.
This afternoon at the British Embassy, the Queen will be attending the Ambassador's Garden Party in her honour.
You have 6.
As usual, many are flummoxed by questions of royal etiquette.
There will be a lot of ladies wearing hats. If they know how to curtsy and they'd like to curtsy, then by all means do so. It's absolutely not required. Who is this?
Guests have been losing their invitations. They can't get through security without them.
Another lost card. Hello, Amanda Downs. Buongiorno. You too, thank you. Oh, no. Hello, Amanda Downs. No, leave that. Oh, gosh. Is there anyone that could collect a new one?
It really isn't every day that the Queen comes. No.
It's busy. My life is busy. The first guest will be arriving in about 40 minutes. And then Her Majesty will arrive in an hour. Not a cloud in the sky. Flags are flying. It's wonderful. It looks pretty. Who's seen the strawberries? That's what it should be. A little bit of England and America today, so.
Guys, 10 feet. Move back. You have to move first, or they can't. Okay.
After lunch, there's just enough time for a quiet walk down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Guys, let's go. Go back. Guys, back up. 5 feet. Let's go.
Right, guys, let's turn.
Guys,
let's turn.
guys,
Let's go back. Let's turn and move back here, lads. Get a longer shot. Longer shot.
Come back, everyone. Yeah. Guys, no pushing. Why are you all pushing? Now take 10 steps back, and then we're going to stop again so y'all can be in front of us.
Yeah, we are. We're all going back.
Eddie. Wrangle.
It'd be cool to see her. Yeah, she's the Queen.
her, just to say you've seen her and take a picture.
You know, she's the queen of the British monarch, and you know, you just don't hardly ever get to see her.
People want to see something like the monarchy was before, maybe a couple of hundred years ago, whether it was right or wrong, but they were held up as standards, people to emulate, people to model yourself after. And I think that's what she sort of represents. Everybody's grandmother on their best behavior.
It's probably every little American girl's dream to get to go to Buckingham Palace, and I was really thrilled to have the chance to be there with Her Majesty.
The President's state visit to the United Kingdom in 2003 made a lasting impression on the First Lady, particularly the size of the Queen's home.
The White House is obviously not as big or as grand as Buckingham Palace. It's a little bit smaller scale, and we use round tables rather than a long table.
We did a count a few months ago out of curiosity, and for a traditional formal dinner, what you would consider a state dinner for 10 settings, we have 187 items on each table that need to be individually manipulated a little bit.
We got to see the dining room, and it was very, very interesting to see how precise they were, even using a ruler to make sure every place was exactly the same distance apart.
My whole staff is walking through to be sure all the roses are perfect, that nothing has started to wilt.
Good to go. Thank you.
We're getting there. We really are. We've almost got everything in place, and we're set.
Right now, we're getting ready for the press preview, and so they have just allowed the press to come in. They're on risers. They're getting ready.
Americans may have no use for a monarchy themselves, but judging by the media scrum here in the White House, they still have a huge appetite for details of a royal visit.
Careful when you go out there.
It's just extraordinary to be here. It really is.
We're so happy tonight to have the opportunity to entertain Her Majesty and
Laura Bush is ever the accomplished diplomat.
And to underscore how important our relationship is and has been through our whole history with Great Britain.
I'm not looking forward to white tie, I must confess, because I'm, kind of a casual guy. But Laura convinced me. I told her, fine, let's wear white tie. This will be the only time in my presidency that we have hosted a dinner in white tie. And I think it's a great tribute to Her Majesty. I really do.
Oh, and look who we have as a visitor.
Beasley got in the paint out there. We're gonna have to go get a bath.
Poor little Beasley.
Let's see the little tips on the ears. We gotta go give her a bath, get her ready for the night.
Before the presidency.
That's right.
At the British Embassy, everything's ready.
Is that all right?
The guests have arrived for the afternoon garden party.
Do look out of there.
The Secret Service want to sweep the freight lift, please. Okay, thanks. I found Alexandra Natchball, and
Right.
she's wearing a brown dress with white polka dots on.
Amanda Downs has lined up a variety of guests for an introduction, including the veteran actor, Mickey Rooney.
So we have the equestrian corner here. It really has been a little bit of England and America. The highlight for me is seeing how happy the guests are to see the Queen here. I think they genuinely have given her a warm welcome, and I think she looks very happy too. So sweetness and light all round, I hope.
With only an hour to go until the state banquet, the photographers' positions are still being negotiated.
So it's going to take a bit of organising, and I'm glad for once it's somebody else's problem. They're off.
So see him running there like that, God, you think it was the Kentucky Derby all over again.
This is a big deal. People are excited to have been invited to the White House to go to a state dinner with the Queen of England. It's got this kind of ring to it. It says something about her position here in America. I mean, people recognize her for being the queen of a great ally in a great country. It's a signal of respect. It's a respect for her as a person and respect for the country she represents.
Right, got it. So you can throw all of that detail. Yeah.
Your Royal Highness, distinguished guests, tonight is the four-state dinner held in Your Majesty's honor here at the White House. We're confident that Anglo-American friendship will endure for centuries to come.
It's busy, but it's going fairly well.
When you think of the different times that she's been through, you know, how the climate has changed, and she has changed with it and handled it so beautifully.
I grew up in the knowledge that the very survival of Britain was bound up in that vital wartime alliance forged by Winston Churchill and President Roosevelt. My generation can vividly remember the ordeal of the Second World War. We experienced the difficulties of those early post-war years. We lived through the uncertainties of the long Cold War period. Administrations in your country and governments in mine may come and go, but talk we will, listen we have to. Disagree from time to time we may, but united we must always remain. Mr. President, I raise my glass to you and to Mrs. Bush, to the friendship between our two countries, and to the health, freedom, prosperity and happiness of the people of the United States of America.
Britain is no longer the imperial power it was when the Queen took the throne and Churchill was in Downing Street. During her long reign, she has seen the country's power decline. Now the UK always plays second fiddle to America. But many diplomats believe that it's the Queen's great celebrity and the respect she commands which help her country remain a major player on the world stage.